It's our final live show on Your View for the year 2022. Welcome to the show. I am Elijah Tawakalatu. Afolabi Brown this morning. Welcome to Your View. I'm always joined by the ladies. How you doing, lady? What's your name today?
I think I'm Iyua.
Iyua. From Tiv.
Nice. Yeah, Iyua is one name that means, I think, light or something. Correct me, Tiv people, but I don't know. But I don't know what they call their males. So I'm just masculine, but we have combined it to
feminine.
To feminine.
Let me come and say, yes, ma'am. Who are you today?
BC. Give me a befitting name.
Lolo.
Adobe. So I'm dressed in the Igbo.
I like this.
Very beautiful.
George. Is it George? This is not George.
No,
this is
Apoche. The rich man's wife.
Yes.
You are moneyed today.
Hey.
I am moneyed today.
I love
money comes to me.
Forever.
I'm moneyed forever.
So who are we seeing today?
Okay, so I am Belema.
Belema, okay.
Yes, Calabari.
Oh, nice.
Very
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Thank you.
This one again.
Yes, so my sister is love. Love in the air.
All right, so how you guys doing? What's happening? Anything? Today's Friday. Crazy with me.
Maybe I don't have it to lie.
Let me give you this. My final batch of my family came from the US, so the house is full. The final because they're coming in batches. So they came, the whole house is full. My son, who is an African man, the last of Gabriel, is an African Giti man that speaks, Mommy, how are you? You know, now within 24 hours.
He's speaking for them?
Yes, sir.
So what are we going to do? Come on, Ari, Auntie, Uncle, come here. Boy, come here.
Now they will blend.
Like, unbelievable. The guy has started speaking more
children have the capacity to pick up at least 4 languages.
They have about picked up.
So interesting. So I've just this morning is just wonderful. I was supposed to travel on Monday. We've been trying to get passports out, and our passports did not come out from the US Embassy. So we're going to have to postpone our trip.
Oh my God.
I've just been
like
like
cold winter Christmas thingy for the kids. But I've loved it.
Now, so we see more. So right now I'm just feeling like what kind of. You know, some people don't worry about these things. Some people, because of the kind of country they are in, they have access to many countries in the world. And because I am inside this country, no matter how smart I am, I have to queue up and let somebody judge me.
There's a blessing in Christmas in Amatan.
So no, it's not about. I'm okay. It's just I just feel like the idea
don't make it about the country.
It is. Oh no, it is. It is. There are things they cannot try anywhere else. If you drop a passport for Dropbox now, 8 weeks you are locked in the country.
Yeah.
What does that? Like, why would you take my passport and take my opportunity to travel for 8 weeks? But that's what every Nigerian goes through. Yeah. And you cannot see anything.
Because we're Nigerians.
Yes.
Bele.
How are you doing?
Sorry. I'm doing amazing. My in-laws are around for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
I'll also be hosting some friends coming. So I've been making a list. What do you people want us to cook this period? I have 2 chefs in the house. So I will not stress.
Which day should we go?
Please, I'm home Christmas Day. I'm out 26, but I'm home Christmas Day. And I'm hosting and I'm cooking. So if you want to come, let's do this.
Fantastic. I like that.
I'm ready.
From tomorrow like this.
Yeah.
You're booked out.
Lockdown. Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
So I'll come to your house on Saturday.
You're working on Christmas Day.
I'll come to your house on Sunday.
NASFAT camp. I'm speaking as a panelist. I'm also speaking
nice.
On Christmas Day.
On Christmas Day. Somewhere in a campground. So you people's car better be waiting for me.
So I'm
You're not going
coming,
to
let me know.
So, but I must wish my brother-in-law. Tomorrow is his birthday, so we're all going to Agbara. So we're not going to be home. So we're all taking a coaster bus, you know, the whole night.
That would be sweet.
Yeah. So all coming over to Agbara. All road leads to Agbara tomorrow.
Saturday.
Mr. Ralph Akinsonya. It's going to be big 5-0 tomorrow. Very excited for him. Happy birthday in advance. God bless you. We'll be with you. So all of us will be at Agbara by God's grace for his party, you know.
Yeah, so please, if you have not watched the Underdog Diary on YouTube, please go and watch. It's a holiday movie for the family. TV on YouTube.
So this is our last live show. You're not going to see us into the new year.
Yeah.
After this show, that's it. So we're done. Next week we're going to be doing reviews and repeats and everything. But we're very happy to be here. So let's go on a quick break. When we come back, our final review for the year. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So today we're starting with the nation. Tinubu, multiple exchange rates and petrol subsidy to go. Federal government attacks Atiku over border reopening promise. Wike allies to unveil preferred presidential candidate next month. 94% of cash transactions fall within 500,000 naira limit. Criminals won't stop 2023 poll, says minister. Okay, which story are we starting with? Let me start with the major headline. The standard bearer for APC was in Victoria Island yesterday at a business luncheon. No, actually, the business owners event tagged Business Forward. And the meeting was held in VI with quite a lot of eminent business owners were there. He was accompanied by his team, Dimeji Bankole, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, Delia Laki, and a bunch of others. And he was saying specifically that subsidy must go, that we can hold him to that. That subsidy and exchange rates will be, they'll scrap multiple exchange rates, and definitely subsidy would go. He also promised to fix power. He says he's guaranteeing the ease of doing business in the country and introduce student loan, amongst many other things. He said it was a very interesting meeting where he and the business leaders, I think Owando, the MD, was there. Quite a lot of other business leaders were also seated, and it was good for them to hear directly from him. It was an interesting meeting. Okay.
The CBN, just as the governor of the central bank had promised, sent his deputy governor financial system stability, Mrs. Aisha Ahmed, to the House of Reps yesterday. So in plenary, she explained this cash withdrawal limits clearly. She said that, shockingly, only 94% of cash transactions fall within 500,000 weekly in this country. So what exactly are we talking about? If the majority don't spend that much money. Yeah. And they said about 82% of the corporate transactions fall within the limits of the 5 million weekly as well. So she explained that this is not a political move, and that even the currency change focused on how it's spent in rural areas and more people spend. So the lower denominations were not changed because that's what most people spend in rural areas more, and that they only dealt with.
And they have data. We just shouldn't assume that.
Yes. So this is they are also promising that they are already printing about 500 million. Of the new notes that will be arriving, pieces of the redesigned naira that will be arriving very soon. And so
the scarcity of the new notes.
No, but they're saying they disclose that this is the amount that they are printing.
I really like her to come on the show because she really took her time to discuss this cashless policy, and I think it's something we need to discuss, and Nigerians must understand, because we just go on social media and say so many things without information or data. But let's see the data the government have with them at their disposal. Sorry?
Everybody got quiet.
Yes. Issue. Everybody now calm down.
Okay.
Information is important.
So the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar yesterday was really criticized for promising to reopen the nation's borders if elected. So according to the Information, Culture and Tourism Minister Lai Mohammed, he faulted the plans, saying that the border closure policy, if reversed, would be counterproductive to all the good things that the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration has been trying to do. That one of the reasons they closed the border in the first place was to curb the proliferation of arms. You know, how light arms were being smuggled into the country, PMS were being smuggled out of the country, and they tried as much as possible to increase local production in the country. And so if he reopens the border because he's seeking for election, he will end up disenfranchising all the people who have started businesses producing rice. You know, the government wanted us to be able to be food sufficient and self-reliant in terms of our food production, and then all the people who already have their rice mills, they have their rice businesses ongoing, will lose out and lose their jobs, because then the borders will be open for everybody to just smuggle in whatever it is that they're bringing in. So he needs to look into this, not just to get elected.
I have a story.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Yesterday at the 15th edition of the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration scorecard series that has been ongoing since 2015 till date, the Minister for Police Affairs, Mohammed Yadi, declared that no matter the level of attacks on INEC offices, no matter the attack, any criminal elements, that the elections will take place everywhere in the country. They say elections will be conducted in all parts of this country, regardless of the criminal attack. If we recollect, some unknown persons have destroyed INEC offices in Imo, in Osun and Ogun State. And they think that by doing these actions, they will probably be able to stall the elections. But the Minister for Police Affairs has said that regardless of whatever any criminal elements they do, no criminal elements will be able to hijack the elections in 2023.
Which is good, but I'd like you to send soldiers there to do the elections. Because I don't know, send our NYSC children or our kids there. Nobody's going to release their children to go to those areas. So they should please get.
But you know, Anambra was hot for elections.
Yeah.
And then elections
sit at home. The ex-governor there. If it's only 2 people that come out, it's the 2 people that vote.
Okay. Cash limits not anti-people. CBN insists. Reps knock immediately. You said that they calm down. They said reps knock. Read the article. Killers of US-based hotelier Lagos Ibadan highway kidnappers arrested. Driver dies, passenger escapes as container crushes vehicles. Manufacturers pay 400 billion naira tax, lament economic crunch. FG inaugurates a 145 billion naira Safe Schools plan, seeks financial support. Yoruba Nation agitators welcome Akintoye's exit, backs Adeniran. NNPC marketers plan 148 naira to the litre while Tinubu's insist on subsidy removal. Excuse me. FG may reintroduce telecom tax in 2023, says report. Okay, which story are we taking?
The human interest story. I think we saw the viral video of, this truck, bus driver or vehicle driver that was crushed by a truck. I'm trying to get the story exactly. So they said he's not been identified yet, but he was killed in a road accident on the Oshodi-Apapa Expressway by PM filling station Sele Inward Mile 2, Lagos State. This happened yesterday around 1 p.m. And according to the eyewitnesses, they said this truck was, trying to maneuver the road, and this bus driver was, going against his own lane. And one way. Then
it's so popular.
So they said that one way is like a attempted murder.
Yes,
it's not
it
even,
is. So
but in those areas, it's not normal.
It's not normal. Yeah. Because right now they're doing the coconut end to Sele, and they moved inward Sele. Even I sometimes have to sit in traffic for hours. You just see these buses all the way from Sele.
But that doesn't mean the trailer should, the container should fall.
The container they come in droves. Keke, I keep driving this.
We say it's government.
It's sad that somebody has died.
So when government says one way is taken as attempted murder, we complain. This is exactly what they're talking about.
Let's go and kill another person.
When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni Yeni Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power. Ginger. Take it. Today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't read you.
Are you sure?
I'm not here to answer questions. I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Vanessa wasn't even born till 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
Bug. A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It don't start.
Ọmọ fẹlá. Ọmọ Anikulapo Kuti. Wọ́n rò pé kí ni kékeré yìí.
It's by Audison. It's not by Audison.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Thanks for staying with us. So, we'll continue with Punch. There was a story. Who has a story in Punch?
Okay, so I have the picture story in Punch. The kidnappers responsible for the death of the hotelier, the US-based hotelier, Olabi, that returned to the country sometime this year, have been arrested in Oyo. The Oyo State Police Command arrested about 13 criminals. Three amongst them were kidnappers of that and the murderers of the US hotelier. They kidnapped one, Waheed Ahmed, and they were negotiating his ransom and saying to him, if the police shoot out towards this operation, what happened to that man will happen to you. We kidnapped him, we also murdered him because, you know, the police interfered. And so while they were threatening him, the command had sent out some of their officers who were able to happen upon the place where they were holding the Katurera hostage, Waheed Ahmed, and you know they rescued him. He was not saying, you know, this was the threat that they had issued to him while he was in captivity with them, and so they were paraded along several other criminals. And this is well done to the police command in Oyo.
So I want to take the story of the federal government may introduce telecom taxes in 2023. While there's an invitation to the hearing, it's a one-day hearing and submission of memoranda on the 2023 finance bill released by the House of Representatives Committee on Finance. So for everybody that is interested and is against it, just ensure you are at this hearing. And if we recollect, they suspended the excise duty on telecoms before, on telecom services, but now they might be bringing it back into 2023. The Minister for Finance and Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, announced at the forum organized by Nigerian Communication Commission that the excise duty was already in place in 2020, but has never been implemented, and it would affect the rate of calls and data. But you know, it's part of the ways, and it will be standard duty that they charge on excise activity. But of what we want to use to increase funds.
More reports from Minister of Finance, Dr. Zainab Ahmed. She was saying that the country will be investing 144.8 billion naira for the National Plan on Financing Safe Schools 2023 to 2026. And this is supposed to reduce the number of out-of-school children and improve Nigeria's rating in the Human Capital Index in the long run. They also launched the Agenda 2050. According to them, this development plan was focused on achieving inclusive growth, through the implementation of the long-term economic transformation blueprint aimed at mitigating our current developmental challenges, and they hope to have I think it's a 7% growth rate by 2050, with about $12 trillion investment. Okay, let's move on now to Daily Sun. APC PDP fight over alleged plot to scuttle 2023 polls. Errors delay passage of 2023 appropriation bill. Atiku will implement the PIA's provision on host community fund, says Okowa. Soko oil field dispute. Bayelsa asked Ramfak to obey Supreme Court order. I'll unveil preferred candidate in January, says Wike. Troops kill 103 terrorists, arrest 40 others, destroy 57 illegal refineries. We ordered 500 million pieces of new Naira notes, says CBN. And I feared dead. Oh, one feared dead. Men injured as container falls on vehicles in Lagos. I think somebody took that story already.
Yes, we took it in the Punch. So the River State governor, your favorite governor, one of your favorite governors,
after Lulu.
Soludo. You know, you like three of them now.
Yeah.
I promised to unveil the presidential candidate that he will support in 2023 poll.
Just celebrated 55.
And he's going to be unveiling this candidate in January. And he promises his people that after he unveils this candidate, he will now campaign state to state. He will be traveling from state to state to convince the people and tell them why they need to vote for this person he has so endorsed. That everybody that is talking left, right, and center, they should calm down. They should wait. By January, they will know the person that they are supposed to vote. And after the 2023 elections, is going to also retire some politicians. They have tried. They need to go and rest.
Including him now. It's not.
I don't know.
Last
he added himself.
Anyway, no problem.
Remember the Soko oil field that has continued to be in dispute between Rivers and Bayelsa. And so a team from RAMFAC, that's the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, visited Bayelsa, and the Governor Doyediri, used the opportunity to remind them that, yes, the River State got a high court judgment giving them Soko oil field and the areas where it is located. But we got a Supreme Court judgment giving us the area and asking the National Boundaries Commission to demarcate clearly that area. And since then, RAMFAC and Federal Inland Revenue Service continue to pay River State proceeds of oil generated based on the High Court judgment that has since been overruled by an appeal court and the Supreme Court. And that, you know, he thinks that it's deliberate, that even several years after River State continue to take what is own, he thinks that they should withhold all proceeds so far accrued, calculate it, save it, and give it back to Bayelsa State that, you know, duly owns it. As long as it's a Supreme Court judgment, governor is right.
Vanguard.
No.
Oh, we have a story.
Still inside the Sun. Okay. The Labour Party candidate, Peter Obi, yesterday said if he's elected, that his administration will be driven by youths and women. He promised to increase the funding for educational sector, and he did this while speaking at the Port Harcourt Rivers State Town Hall meeting. He said that he would accommodate old people in his cabinet, mostly as advisors, while the youth would dominate running the government. And generally was just talking about other things he would do if he becomes the administration. I would also like to complete the story, the fact that the Atiku campaign also did their own town hall meeting, and in there, represented by Delta State Governor Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, he said that if Atiku gets into power, Atiku would be implementing the PIA Host Community Fund provision, which he feels will curry favor with those within the Niger Delta region, because this provision hasn't been implemented so far in the new bill that has been passed.
Okay, so let's move on quickly now to Vanguard. Naira redesign, 500 million Naira. New note ordered, says CBN. Senate fails to pass the 2023 budget, cites errors, late submission. One killed, others injured as 40-feet container falls off in Lagos. Unitide FG declares December 26th, 27th, I love Nigeria, and January 2nd, public holidays. Presidency, I'll disclose my choice candidate in January. That's Wiki. FG police wants to rig presidential election. Southeast blame it on IPOP ESN. Arise TV APC campaign dispute. Parties agreed to sheath their swords. Scarcity, growing queues at petrol stations, says Moman. Okay, which story are we starting with?
The Senate will not be passing the 2023 appropriations bill into law. It was supposed to be passed yesterday, but they had to defer, and they cited the fact that it was submitted late to them by the executive arm of the government, and it was filled with a lot of errors. So they have had to suspend their own Christmas holiday to sit back and attend to those errors so that they can, do it in such a way that the two houses will be able to have an agreement before it's being passed into law. And they're also promising that it will be, the implementation of the budget will start January 1st. So hopefully by the 28th of December, it should have been ready to be passed, and let's see how that goes.
So the Nigeria Press Organization were able to wade into the feud between Arise TV and the APC Presidential Campaign Council. So there was a meeting which was held, I think it was yesterday, and from the Arise TV side, they had the Arise TV was represented by Mr. Nduka Bagbina, the owner himself, the managing director of this day, that's Eniola Bello, and Mr. Kayode Komolafe, that's the group executive of this day. And representing the PCC, that's the Presidential Campaign Council of the APC, they had Mr. Udela Lake, who's the Director of Strategic Communications at the APC, and Mr. Olawale Edum, who's also a member of the PCC. And they're all there, and they sat down together, and they discussed amicably, and were able to agree that they should let bygones be bygones, and they both agreed not to have any press release after the meeting, and they agreed to resolve all that is happening, and they've considered that in the interest of the press freedom of the country, and agree that the disagreement between the two parties should end without any preconditions. So I'm happy that they put a full stop in it. So those of you that are hanging out on the social media screaming and doing this, the key parties have said they're not doing it again. No, let bygones be bygones.
So another story, Sha. Major Oil Marketers Association of Nigeria Movement has expressed surprise, let me take it the way they take it, over the growing queues at petrol stations across the country.
They use major traffic.
Who is surprised?
Major traffic.
So you know where I queue
Sorry, who is surprised?
Major oil marketers.
Major oil marketers
so that
are
they are surprised because products are available at depot.
I don't understand this. They are
you know that major oil marketers are the ones that have been selling at normal price.
Yes.
So they say these persistent petrol shortages that we are seeing has returned, even though it went down after DSS threatening some people. So me, I just say conspiracy.
Yes.
Making profit.
Yes.
We are going back to the adding to profit at December.
Yes. Deception.
We the people.
Major oil marketers, if you go to their filling station, you will see. They said that yesterday, they were shutting down. I want to mention the ones on Badagry, Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Because I drive. Why I came alive. I'll not have fuel in my car right now. So I know, even your people too, they were lucky.
Like was saying yesterday, I was like, are you sure it's one of the DSS? And obviously, this is true. DSS intervention.
2 p.m. and now when they have stopped.
But why are people like this? Because the DSS threatened, everybody started selling, and now because everything is calm, they've started ordering again. The queues are a lot everywhere.
They want to
and it extra traffic.
They want to remove subsidy on the street. Remove it.
Somebody was telling me something. Only two things will help Nigeria move on: judicial system and our policing. If those two agencies work, when there is justice, no matter what, if I slap your face, you can hold them accountable. You can do something and hold somebody accountable. Everybody would.
Everything would work.
That's the only thing this nation needs.
Those two things: justice, leadership.
That's all we can take on our last review of the year.
On our last review of the year.
Emphasis on the last.
Come back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
It's not just where, but who wouldn't you want to work with?
Yes, that's on that angle.
So Laifa had a very, very interesting.
You wouldn't want to work with who?
Not
There's no
disrespect.
judgment.
No, and I
Oh, they'll
respect.
judge you
I
definitely,
respect
but we won't
this
judge
certain
you.
type of people. But what I dislike so much is when they tend to come to work and then they pour all their
Resentment from
on
home.
you. Is it me that offended you? I'm not the one. I have no business. Mom, just come and work with you, pay me at the end of the month, and let me go back to my house in peace and sleep. But when it comes to like divorced people, I cannot work with a divorcee. I can't see myself doing that. If I find out, if you can hide it or not, but if I find out,
When they are nice divorcees.
I would just
What if they are nice?
Okay, now it depends. If you are nice, cool. But if you are the type that you don't know how to keep your anger to yourself, you always pour it on somebody. Well, I'll just drop my resignation letter, no matter the amount you're paying me.
So it's more passive-aggressive people.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm so sorry.
Oh, definitely.
And I cannot work with stingy people.
See this one.
Because you cannot be passing me in the morning, afternoon. I can say, oh, you're working. Oh, yeah, take 100 naira, take 10K, take 15K. You don't have to be my sugar daddy or sugar mommy. See, the way you treat others is the way they will treat you outside. Yeah. And if you cannot treat your workers well, they are not a good boss. If you cannot be dashing me small thing or giving me donuts when I'm working, you are not a good person.
Ikechukwu Sunday Okonkwo, aka Cross. Now your intro without
Wow.
So there's a name that thing that's.
I'm just drinking because you say I should drink. There's no particular answer.
You think it's only that can be wicked?
What's the answer?
Subterfuge.
Eh?
Yeah. They claim you did, but you said it just happened. That
And it's called what again?
Subterfuge.
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 So you look me finish from head to toe. You look at a person who go know what to become such. Yeah?
The nude wasn't like a game plan. Or...
I promise you, it was actually a mistake. Like it was sending it to someone, and it just mistakenly just.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help welcome to the show, La General, the one and only Pere Egbe. Which of the following is false about teeth? We are born with 20 primary teeth. Teeth are the hardest substance in the body. Teeth are the strongest bones in the body.
Teeth is not a bone, actually.
Teeth can self-repair.
The strongest bone in the body, no. Teeth is not a bone.
Final answer?
Teeth is not a bone. You know what came to my head now? That sound. Crickets.
So, editor, you can put that cricket sound there. You can still put it down too.
When was the first Gulda ultimate search? Editor?
Don't put any cricket sound. I'm talking. Okay, Pere.
Thanks for staying with us. So it's our Celebrity Friday. So it's our final celebrity gist for the year. And of course, yesterday, there were shockwaves sent down social media space when we heard about the divorce of Basket Mount and his beautiful wife. Many people obviously were saddened about this news, and it's not something we always like to hear. But this year in particular, it has become almost a norm because between January to date, we can almost say at least about 10 celebrity couples have divorced. I'm not sure what this year, what happened, what caused it this year in particular. But the issue of divorce, what are your thoughts on celebrity divorces, especially because when they portrayed a peaceful, happy, and settled home, and where even somebody like basketball never put his business out there. You know, you hardly see, maybe just anniversary or birthday, but he's not one to always publicize his family. And yet, this happened because people say, oh, it's because you're always putting your family business on social media. That's why. But he didn't. And a few of them didn't also, and those ones broke apart. He has asked us to respect, which is exactly what we plan to do. And as usual, we don't like talking about people in particular, but just the celebrity, the context of it is celebrity homes and the divorces. How come it happened? What could we learn from it? For those other people who are in this space, what could they do to ensure? Or can we begin to accept that, listen, divorce is here to stay once you're mature? And I think we discussed it this week. Once you get to a point in your life, you feel that your threshold has hit it, you can confidently and boldly say, you know what, hasta la vista, baby. I keep saying that. I keep saying that. Which movie was that? The Terminator. I think. Oh, I can't remember. All right. So yeah, let me start with Nima. What are your thoughts on this?
Several divorces from Gideon Okeke, Kule Afford, the one that broke my heart the most, Funke Akindele and JJC. And,
yeah, that broke our hearts.
Still breaking it now,
Julius Agu and his wife, Ebere, just so many. And in certain decisions, divorces are happening. Most of the courts that we go, especially those in Ogun State, is divorce most of the time. We are doing there because the courts are not congested. And it's just heartbreaking. One of the core things I see when a marriage fails is that when you pour everything down after all the English they have spoken, there wasn't sincerity. If two parties are coming together and they are clearly sincere with each other, this is how this marriage is going. I cannot take, and everybody is being honest and committed 100% to that marriage. Ups and downs can come, but you people wade through it like a sheep and nothing will happen. But small wahala like this, just be, I can't take it. People are just no sincere.
But there's some things you can't take in reality because this is the season of mental health. Everybody's discussing mental health. Everybody is automatically. We're now seeing the importance of mental health and mental well-being. And when you realize the marriage you've been with 10, 15 years is not helping your mental well-being, it's time for you
every
to
stage
find
in life,
peace.
Our mental health and well-being is tested. Before marriage, something will test you, maybe lack of it. When you marry, staying with someone, adjusting to that will test you. Children, it will test you. Your mental health will test you when your children are teenagers, when they are growing to that. So I don't know if we say we cannot stay with one. What do you do to your children then when that
Let me come to the other ladies here. What are your thoughts on this matter? Papa, you want to go?
Yeah. It's marriage is sweet, and like everything in life.
You're just a lover.
We have to establish it there.
No, marriage is sweet, and I mentioned on the show this morning about the fact that we got the bad news that we can't get our passport out, which is my husband's passport. My own passport is out. And in the middle of this show, I just sent him my dog. We're going to have fun anywhere we are in the world. And there will be disappointment. There will be ups and downs. It will vex you, you will vex him. Okay. That's life, because nobody is perfect. So what that means is a lot of marriages break up because there is so much unrealistic expectation, lack of tolerance, wickedness on the parts of one to the other, over feeling like I am so important, you will take anything I dish out to you, ego, lack of kindness. At the end of everything, I don't want, because celebrity marriages are so in our faces, we see their love, their weddings are so beautiful, their couple goals. When they break up, it sends the wrong message to young ones that marriages are. No, it sends the wrong message to young ones that marriages are not so. What marriages are not overrated, or marriages are bad, or which is why I started by saying that marriage is sweet. Because we need to keep telling people that the fact that cars have accidents does not mean that cars will not carry you. Aeroplanes crash does not mean that all aeroplanes would crash. Some marriages crash, some would sail smoothly all the way till the end. And so set your expectation that yours will sail smoothly, and when you hit the bumpy side, you will experience that turbulence, you will continue, you will not crash. For these celebrities, I feel so bad. When I saw Basketball Zone, because Basketball got married the same day I got married, the same year I got married. Like I knew of his wedding as I was planning my own wedding. So it was always something like, let me see their own photo shoots for their wedding anniversary. We know they do photo shoots for our own wedding. So you see, like everybody is looking towards them. And for whatever reason that happened, I pray they find healing on their journeys, but we must also learn that they're not the benchmark for you. Celebrity marriages are not benchmark for real life. In most cases, celebrity marriages are far from what real life marriages look like. So let's not build up utopia.
Let me come to BC. Your thoughts on this issue of divorce? Because I mean, I have an angle I'm trying to build it in my mind. But let me hear your thoughts first.
So I just think people should try as much as possible not to expect so much from other people, especially if you are dealing with human beings. That means, as a wife, do not expect so much from your husband. As a husband, do not expect so much from your wife, because they can fall below that expectations. And of course, there should be basic expectations where we're supposed to work together, we're supposed to agree, you're coming in with 50, I'm coming in with 50, or 30, 70, however it works for you. But have it at the back of your mind that this person is a human being and can fall, and make room for forgiveness even before the fall happens. I'm learning that as I go on this journey. And I'm asking myself, what is that thing that my husband will do today now that I will not forgive him? What is that thing? Aside from beating. That one, I will not take it, yes. But aside from beating, what is it? What is that sin he will commit now that I will not look at him and remember all the good times we've had together and how he has pampered me and raised me and held my hand and made me strong and supported me, that I will not say, because you have been good to me, let me let this go, but please don't do it again. What is that thing? I've not found it. So that tells me that when you make a decision that I'm going to walk this road with this person, it doesn't mean everything will smooth sail. There are days that he shouts at me and I look at him like, I'm not even talking to you again. He just raised your voice at me. And I feel so bad. And I come to the office and I'm fuming because he shouted at me. And then he realizes and he says, I'm sorry. I was going through this and that. I just had to transfer the aggression. There are days when it seems like, are you sure we even know what we are doing in this relationship?
I hope I did not make a mistake.
Because we have promised ourselves that no matter what it is, we will talk about it. We will fight the battle. It's both of us against the world, not the other way around. I find that forgiveness comes more easy. And I'm not saying that you should stay and collect nonsense. As I'm doing all this lovey, so there are some nonsense me I cannot take. But if it's not that kind of nonsense.
Let me go on. I hear you. I like that. Something you said I want to pick on. But let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help welcome to the show, La General, the one and only Pere Egbe. Which of the following is false about teeth? We are born with 20 primary teeth. Teeth are the hardest substance in the body. Teeth are the strongest bones in the body.
Teeth is not a bone, actually.
Teeth can self-repair.
The strongest bone in the body, no. Teeth is not a bone.
Final answer?
Teeth is not a bone. You know what came to my head now? That sound. Crickets.
So, editor, you can put that cricket sound there. You can still put it down too.
When was the first Gulda ultimate search? Editor?
Don't put any cricket sound. I'm talking. Okay, Pere. How many times has Ghana qualified for the World Cup?
5 times. Hey, you can't do that now.
That's what it is.
Wait. Calm down. Why are you like this?
This is your team.
Small play now.
They will not
Somebody cannot play with you again.
They will not be impressed too. The team that you're supporting. And
Ghana will be alright.
Yeah, that's last.
Charlie? Cheers, Charlie.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome showstopper, voice, stage and film actor, CEO and celebrity mom, Oluwabamike Olawumi Adenibunyo, aka Two Shots in the Air, Bam Bam!
This is me and I feel set up today. My guards are down. It's not fair. Guys, beg for me now. I'm hearing them saying, please.
No, can't hear anybody.
Can't you hear it?
No, they are saying you should actually drink.
Oh, when me watch this show, oh, more history me. Drink it now. You must.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Thanks for staying with us. We're discussing divorce and why it happens, especially with celebrities, and what could have led to it. And this is something about shouting. And I wanted to discuss that because I've always said it on the show that my husband is one of the shouting guys, you know. And I've always said that even 2 hours when we got married, when he just initially started, I was traumatized. The first few years. It took a long time. Eventually, I adjusted and I found coping mechanisms. But as we're growing older, and I was saying that I'm 42 years old by God's grace, I'm getting to the point that you can't shout at me. With all due respect, you can't. I'm getting to that point where I'm like, I ain't gonna take this anymore. But you see, I've found a way to cope with it back then. Yeah. So as you're growing older, sometimes you cannot take again. You can't. So recently we had a very serious argument and everything, and I was really upset, you know. And I'm like, when I think it was Pastor Ito went to some event where Pastor Ito was preaching. And I said, most people divorce because you don't have unconditional love for your spouse. And he used that word unconditional. My brother said, okay, this guy shouts. Is this unconditional? You know, that was what convicted me, because
will you disown your child for a behavior?
As an adult, it's like a basketball, a celebrity, as you're growing in your career and you're getting a certain level, certain things you've taken.
You just like, you know what? I can't take it anymore.
I'm not a child. You can't be shouting at me. I'm way past that age.
So
you just want to just walk away. So you now say, you know what? Let's all separate. Maybe you be shouting at yourself.
Too much,
I gotta move on.
Maybe you pick a small house girl.
Me, I want to live life without having to worry about, am I going to get shouted at?
Please quickly, let me just add this. So that's why we start expecting, because this is somebody whose makeup you already know. He did not adopt the shouting in 15 years down the line. He was shouting from the beginning. So you adjusted with it till you got to that point where you can no longer take it. Are we being truthful to ourselves? That's the question. Are we really telling ourselves the truth? Do you want somebody in his 50s to all of a sudden change? We're expecting too much from human beings. Your bad character, how many have you adjusted? How many times have you gone to therapy to know how to keep your mouth and talk to your husband? Have you changed? But would he say, because of the way you have been talking to me? In fact, sometimes when I like, you just shouted at me, say, but you know that's how I shout.
Honestly, I thought I was the only one. This conversation, so we're also in the shouting category.
And your husband shouts?
Your husband shouts.
Okay, so for me, I want the sweetest voice in the world. I'm not I cannot tolerate. I've seen a bit of miss. He does not shout that much, but even in that small, I still feel like you don't talk to. If you're angry, don't talk. Don't pick my phone. Like when you see my call, you know that okay, this is my wife calling me. Let me adjust to sweet babe level for me. But I also think that this happens in both ways. Some men get so big, they feel like their wife does not respect them. Like
anymore.
I have become the GM. You married a clerk. You cannot be talking to me like that. Do you know how many people worship me in the office? Like at that come moment, you be like, and you say all those funny things. Like you should treat me. You're not respecting him anymore. You're not respecting who he has become. You are still seeing him for who you married and who he was. And sometimes it would irritate. That's why some men, I've heard older men give excuses of, if you see the way the younger girl treats me, the younger girl
makes me feel
like 20 years older, you are like a daddy. So she's all over you, and your wife is, I knew him when he had no slippers. You know, I bought you your first shoe. You did not have any designer, and we must learn as we grow together to honor one another.
But would you say that's why our parents started calling their sweethearts Daddy Lagbaja? to remind them. No, to remind themselves. This is not
themselves. No, the society then was terrible. You call your husband. When I called my husband's first name, somebody dragged me back. What is the meaning of that? I said, we don't have children yet. What should I call him? So I quickly switched. See, tomorrow, Olome, in my language, my love, my beloved. Simple. It's not because of I did not love him that I called his name, but I did not have something to call him.
But you know, for me, I was supposed
to you.
Maybe I start calling this guy Daddy.
Daddy.
The way this guy, the way you are talking, I want us to start worshiping you.
I think my love. It's important over and over again, and I think that I've seen somebody say my love, and they are slapping each other. My love, and they are fighting each other. So you can my love you, and they are beating yourself and hating yourself inside that my love. I think that we should be kind to one another. There was a time we had kindness, respect. There was a time I had a quarrel with my husband, and I was speaking on an issue, and I was reiterating it, and he said, like, you say this thing all the time, like you are perfect. Do I sit down and tell you all the things that you say? Should I also wake up in the morning and say, yesterday, what you did, and I say, that's how you did it last week too. Will you like it? That you're not perfect either, you know. And I think I sat down and thought about myself.
That was a lovely way to say. So I did something. I wrote an SMS to my husband, all the things I didn't like, and I was upset. I wrote it, and the guy looked at me. Okay, you do this all the time. It was when I read my own I just go inside to do a bonus super.
But you see, do you know the reason? I want to people sometimes happen. You get to a point in your life, you just say, I can't take it, let's go our separate ways.
But no, you're not perfect too.
Can we still make it work? Is it necessary to make it work?
Let me try and address that, because Nigerian men, whether you like it or not, must have seen their fathers shouting. It's a normal something. So I was lucky to have practiced on my dad. Whenever he's upset and he wants to raise his voice, I'll be like, it's me. It's me. And you know, because I do that. Daddy's girl, and my dad's mother and all of those things, he calms down. So I practiced it on my husband. I didn't work. And if you shout on me too much, I walk out. And he doesn't like somebody walking out on him. Like, why you? I'm talking, you're shouting. But me, when my pitch is going up, I don't used to know. So sometimes when you sit with this person and he sees me walking out, he knows that, okay, I'm shouting. And then when my pitch is going up and I see him just shutting down, as in, I know that my pitch is going up. Or sometimes he helps me be like, you can still say it calmly. And so, but that you will not have back and forth in your marriage in a lie. And don't let anybody deceive you, except we're not Nigerian. All of us see shouting me everywhere.
Every Nigerian man shouts.
So it's a way to adjust to that. There are other things that come
Trust me, the one that doesn't shout like I always shout.
You have not seen my husband
shouting.
People don't greet that get great.
I always shout.
Let's talk about you. Hold on, please. Let me say that one of the reasons I collect my shouts in humility is because now me mess up. If you check the things that I can do, I'm actually a very naughty wife. No, I'm not going to lie on national TV. I'm a very naughty wife. So when I have done that thing, they are shouting, I am humble because now me don't first mess up. But I'm still angry that you are shouting. You could have told me, but they tell you something 10 times, you are still doing the same thing. They will shout. For me, when they are shouting, I just collect my shout, then I go inside and keep frowning my face. I'll find a way around it. But what this is just telling us is that we all need to evolve together. There's something my husband always does, and I'm beginning to appreciate it now that I'm getting older. Every few months, he will say, sit down. Write the things that you don't like that I'm doing. I don't like that conversation because me, I know the things he doesn't like that I'm doing that I'm still doing. I don't want to change. I don't like it. I say, but baby, we are good. He said, no, we are not good. Write the things you are doing and you think I'm doing because I know exactly they want to attack some things that I've been doing. And so by the time we now present the things we have been doing, you just hear me say, sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll try and adjust. And it's also helping me in my own personal work to become a better human being. I'm trying to adjust some things. Okay, this is how, and I always remember the first love, how we started. And I say, no matter what, I will respect this man. He has earned my respect. I will give it to him. Even if I become the president of Nigeria tomorrow, I will serve my husband, I will respect him. So it's a commitment that I have decided to do.
Yes.
And I will stand by it by the grace of God.
Let me go on a break. When we come back, we'll still bring this back into the celebrity conversation. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table. So,
ladies and gentlemen, make welcome pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni Yeni Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power. Ginger.
Take it.
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't read you.
Are you sure?
I'm not here to answer questions. I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fella's house wasn't even burnt in 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half. I try.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
Bug. A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It don't start.
Ọmọ fella. Ọmọ Aníkúlá Pókùtì. Wọ́n rò pé kí ni kékeré yìí.
It's by Audison. It's not by Audison.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's Your View. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
Ikechukwu Sunday Okonkwo, aka Cross.
Now your intro without
Wow.
So there's a name that thing that's.
I'm just drinking because you say I should drink. There's no particular answer.
I think it's only that can be wicked.
What's the answer?
Subterfuge.
Eh?
Yeah. They claim you did, but you said it just happened. That
and it's called what again?
Subterfuge.
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 So you look me finish from head to toe. You look at a person who go know what to become subterfuge. Yeah?
The nude wasn't like a game plan. Or...
I promise you, it was actually a mistake.
And ask questions if I want to ask questions. And if it's something that I saw coming, I may not even ask questions. I may just I may even tell you I saw this.
What if it's in person? But then would it make a difference where? So like this person might just say, you people can just be on 3rd Milan Bridge on a bike. And the person say, babe, I cannot do it again, and you lose range. So what would change? What would change the scenario? Like, does it matter where? Do you want to have like a fancy dinner, like the film you were meant to be
like finding your
and then, or do you want to be on the street?
No, carry me go fancy dinner.
Or you might just una dey run for treadmill.
Thanks for staying with us. So we were talking about the celebrity breakups, that we moved on to our own personal lives, and then I'm just taking it back to celebrity because we can't even really tell why theirs break up, but we use ours as an example to show that we all go through these phases, and somehow we find a way to work around it. So even the P-Square Zone, the fact that we saw videos of him flirting with the new babe, saying that their relationship has been about a year. All this kind of gets messy. See, infidelity is a different conversation. That one is almost like almost a lot of people's the deal breakers. But there's some subtle ones that we don't see, and that's what we're discussing about. Little things that we just overlook. People overlook and just think, and then becomes a mountain. And then when they ask when you divorce, I don't even know, do you love me? Yes, I still love him, I just can't stay with him. And you're wondering, why?
You love somebody.
Many people don't understand, but there's these little things, these little foxes that become...
So when we got married, growing up, I'm reading book, all the books are everywhere. That's how I'm disorganized. But I thrive like that. My husband, in 2 hours max, he has turned the whole house upside down clean. Can't stand a dirty place. Books are in the shelf, everything. And you can do this. Why are you not asking me
to do it?
To do it?
It's not my skill.
That was our major fight. 2017, we were fighting over cockroach. Cockroach. The fight was over 6 months, every single day. I've seen another cockroach in this house. There's cockroach. You are so dirty. I mean, they bought cockroach. You know? So, eventually, my auntie came in. Somebody now gave us one small solution.
That powder, right?
Till tomorrow, we never see cockroach in our house. Really?
No.
There's a tomorrow, we can't stand cockroach. You can't stand cockroach. You turn the kitchen upside down. You must have left fish in the kitchen. So those things cause fight. And we finally solved it in 2022. Since this is my 14-year country. Got a minute. Solution day.
Some of those things have solutions.
But you know, he was at I remember this fight when he called my auntie one day. He was at the breaking point and I was looking at him like, Abi won't slap me, Abi won't slap me.
No, but for him, I also feel like, have I made a big error?
Yes.
Have I married somebody that we're not compatible, that keeps the house in a way that I cannot take? I'm not a cooking person. And national television, I don't talk him before. And for a long time, I just felt like he tolerated it. He felt like you're not a home manager. He has said it's that. I said, I will outsource it. Let me work hard and make money. And I will pay somebody that will be doing all of those things for me. Like, has egg finished in the house? I don't know. do we have freezer? Literally, I don't know. I don't think I should be worrying my head about that kind of thing. It's not my point of view. Imagine getting married to such a person and my husband can cook. Is like when I say cook, you will bite your banga or for everything. He can cook. So I marry someone that is not in that area. So it was, and I felt when I was, and I'm quick to point out errors. So he had to make me know that this thing, to me too, I'm tolerating it now. You too, you have yours. And I think it is important that we understand that there are some people that their own is not as easy to laugh over as what we might be sharing.
We choose to laugh.
And now we choose to laugh. Yes, we choose to laugh over it. There are cases where people feel like they've been disrespected so much. Somebody talks to you rudely in front of people. Somebody cheats into your face. You know, like I disrespect so much, I bring a girl into the house. There are stories like that.
There are serious deal breakers.
Deal breakers where somebody empties your account consistently, no matter your hard work. And you're wondering, why would you do that? Like, our children don't have school fees and you have gambled away all the money. Gambling away everything. There are some major issues that we cannot overlook. And BC mentioned something. We call it family review. You must have what they call a a marriage review conversation on a regular basis. It might be quarterly. Sit down and ask yourself, are we really good? When we did Socially Confident Women conference, and after I did that conference, I go back home and I said that, let me ask my husband, are we really good? It was a shocker because he was now open enough to share all the things that was in his mind that he never spoke about.
That he was managing.
So, and he was managing them, and there were things I could improve upon. So we need to have a conversation with ourselves to let each other know that if we want this marriage to work, we must continually review and review and be willing to learn on that journey.
Okay, let me just quickly add that, everybody has their deal breakers. We have all mentioned that. If it's taking your peace, that means it's not good for you. And if you cannot adjust it, then you can now start looking at your other options. But if it's something you can manage, imagine having a child who has I have kids now that I'm chasing up and down to take their bath. They're very different. I have the one that will beg to read his book or to threaten me. I've not disowned any of them because the love is coming from my heart. They are a part of me. So if you take your spouse to be a part of it, except that thing is so irreconcilable that maybe it's taking your mental health, is affecting you psychologically, physically, and you want to take yourself out of that toxic environment. But if it's something like behavior adjustments that you can walk around, nobody, even if you meet the next person, they will have their own issues. Nobody is perfect. Then also be humble enough to accept feedback and work on yourself. Most women I know are not humble to take their own. So when you tell them their own, they're like, no, it's not me. They are focusing on the other person, not working on themselves. If you're a good human being, you can live with anybody.
We have to wrap up. Let me take a few comments on social media and I'll call from Mecca. Somebody says, Nima should tell us the solution to cockroach. I beg.
It's really for original.
Mecca, are you there? Thanks for calling. Is what is green?
Good morning.
Green
There's a
powder.
particular brand.
It's the first time caller. My name is Emeka from Yeah. I quickly want to say that you all have said it all. You're doing an amazing job, first of all. I don't miss this program. In fact, sometimes I go late to the office. So what I also want to say is that we need to, you've all said it, we need to also make once you know you are not married to an angel, we all have our faults, but we always look at the mirror and see the other person and want to always judge. It will never always be rosy in marriages, and that's one thing I love about your program. You guys always say the truth. Where you falter, where you do it, you all say the truth, and we learn from it. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Let me build on this one. First, Akiboyewa says marriage is a lifetime of adjustment. Both sides, because men don't like to do. There's no made in heaven marriage. Marriage needs constant investment, emotional and physical, and and adjustment. You will always enjoy your marriage if it is built on solid rock and not on sandy ground. So I want to use this one to quickly, I said it the other day, growing, knowing, adjusting, and maturing with time. The things I could take before, I can't take again. My husband should be able to know as we are growing together what we can be dishing to each other.
That's how things should reduce.
Yes. And then there's also this thing I used to do. I used to spot mentors. In the family, there must be one person, a big person. It cannot be big man that you listen to. So that person should be your right hand party. Thank you, Nengba. I know he's watching.
Let me take somebody from. Good morning, sir. Dr. Bello, good morning, sir. Are you there? Our final
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning,
Thank
madam.
you very much. I'm a first-time caller, and I'm very happy I made it today. Thank you very much. Hello.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I love today's program. I've always been the follower of this program. I don't like missing it. I get office very early, so I can take it. I love today's program. And you have said it all. You have said my mind. Everybody has said my mind. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. On this, and I think this year, 2022 in particular, lots of celebrities have gone their separate ways. Many marriages, I was counting about over 10, about 12 of marriages have come down this year alone from celebrities. We're not really happy about that, but we must understand that it's a continuous learning process. Everybody at every stage in time, and I like what BC said, there's a continuous review. So I think what lesson we can take from here is that so we don't get to the point where we're going our separate ways. That's not as much as we complain and complain. Nobody here wants a divorce. But we want to say, let us have a continuous review on both sides.
Divorce is tougher.
But yes, marriage is tough.
Anything that requires work, whether inside marriage or outside. Because when you separate from the person that is nasty, it might still give you nastiness to settle some of the baggages that come with marriage.
So you're better off just reviewing. I think that's what all of us should go back home and review. People like us that they do shouting, we review. Discuss again, end of the year meeting. What must you do for this shouting to reduce?
What can I do?
What can I do better?
To help you.
That is all we can take on this segment. When we come back, do the review of the year, the fun things, the highs and lows. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the grand comedian of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Gbenga Adeyinka the First. OJ right here, 7 of 7, like you already know.
Gbenga right here, 7 of 7, like I'm beginning to know.
It's now time for the question.
You don't scare me one bit. Bata, I go drink. So
now one chance for enter. My first question. Do you remember the names of the winners of that edition of StarQuest?
Of course I do.
Why do you?
And I hate myself for this. Because I have this question for you. Final question. No. Where outside Nigeria and what year? Think you're the only one that can be wicked.
I am thinking because I know back in the day.
Don't think. Answer my question quick. You are thinking too much. I don't like it.
The UK.
Final answer. Okay. I said, God, please, let me to perform outside Nigeria.
Wait.
And God gave me a show in Ghana. Drink, my friend, drink. I know.
I don't overthink this thing. See where I can.
Yes, you overthink them.
I would say you should catwalk.
Let's catwalk now. Where are we?
No, that's not catwalking.
That's good walking.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abby?
It was great.
Okay,
Thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I'll drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
Kelechi Amadi. No. Shay, you didn't whine me. You're whining me now.
I think I'll drink. Huh? No problem.
Okay.
I've always known this as ISO. I never bothered to know what it means. I know what it means, but I never bothered to know what the acronym is. Tell me the brand of camera that I use, so much so that I even became an ambassador. That's very easy. It's out there.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
I just said, look, I give you this one as a token of my appreciation.
Sony.
Drink!
Wait, I'm not done. You did not say final answer.
It's final answer.
You did not ask me if that was my final answer.
You don't have any choice again. It's only
Nikon.
How many cameras do they have? My
Nikon.
friend to drink. I gave you a very easy something.
Nikon now.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's Your View. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
hair. Be beautiful.
Thanks for staying with us. So the next few minutes, we'd like to review this year on the show. How has it been? How the ladies have fared for the whole year? What are those things, the highs, the lows? What are those things you remember about this year? I'd like to come to the ladies. Would you like to wrap up the year? Talk away.
I'm grateful to God for this year. Honestly, God has really been, faithful on the show, personal life, and academically. For me, that was a big plus for me this year. You went to school a lot this year. I did a huge intellectual investment, and I was sharing with someone yesterday that sometimes when we set goals, we forget about it. So I wrote that I wanted to do LBS, but I deliberately went to like LBS page on Facebook and Instagram so that I will be seeing what they're doing. And so I saw an opportunity to do a training sponsored by BOI. So I was able to achieve that goal without spending the money I thought it would cost me to spend. And for that, I'm really grateful to God. On this show, I didn't have any scandal throughout this year. I did not trend negatively.
Did you ever have a scandal?
Google my name. Just Google my name. Before you scroll too far, you will see something.
I think I took over when I came now.
Yes,
now became me.
So this year I did not trend. I did not trend.
I didn't think that was the prayer point. I'll pay attention to it next year. I trended this year.
Yes, you did. You are busy to the prize for trending. On the show, it was. I don't know how we did it, but I just sort of was able to be my balanced self, that nobody misconstrued what I said.
Oh, fantastic.
And then business.
I not consign me.
You see, how was your year on your show, personal life, everything?
My year was amazing. First of all, I want to thank God for giving me sisters.
Yay!
You people were. I mean, give the high five to you. Miriam, to take your own YK. You people were just my pillar and support. Like I didn't see the enormity of it coming, but I'm really, really grateful for you ladies, and I'm excited to be a part of you. Then I want to thank God for my husband. My dear Obodoyibo. He was exceptional this year, like always. We did 14 years this year, and it was just, I give God all the glory for giving me a wonderful man like that. My children, amazing set of kids. My daughter is writing her book. She's almost done, so I'm a mother to an author. Nice. I haven't written mine yet. Mine is in the works, but at least I've given birth to somebody who, is coming out with hers. A lot of things just happened this year. I had the most trials this year. I cried the most this year. I don't look how or what I've been through, because I have a lot of people who are connected to me who need my support. So sometimes I have to be strong. And one of the care mentorship classes, I just finished crying before getting into class. My husband was looking at me like, you still want to go ahead with class? I said, they are waiting for me. I can't disappoint them. So I wiped my face, put on my lip gloss, and I started. And the first thing somebody said in class was, you're looking so beautiful today.
I would lift you.
I just started laughing, But I went through a lot of trials, me and my family together. But God found a way to lift us out of it. This year I got my doctorate. I'm a doctor, Dr. BC, alongside Dr. Morayo. I launched some businesses this year.
Yes, so
adding to the businesses I already have. God was faithful in so many ways. Yes, Mame Jiro was out. He's already playing on TV. I released another movie this year. So all my dreams and aspirations are coming to bear. Gradually, I am living the life that I have always envisaged. And I want to put this out here. When I was 10 years old, I was asked, what do you want to be in life? And at that age, children tell you from source because there's no adulteration already. I said I wanted to be this. I mentioned 11 things at that age. And everybody started laughing at me. And today, I am all those things that I have mentioned and more that are coming. I'm really grateful.
Well done. Alaja, Nima, Akashat, Zibiri. What's up with you? What's you of the year?
I'm just grateful to God.
Merchant.
I'm very, very grateful to God for so many things. I'm still grieving my father's passing, and I lost my father-in-law. So I don't have fathers in the capacity that, as a patriarch, but I have fathers and my uncles who still reach out. And so that's, for me, is something that the trials I go through, I'm sort of still lost as to who to confide in, because the person I would confide in easily is no longer here. So constantly I'm reminded of his loss. I have to wear his clothes to sleep. Yesterday I still took his shirt to the hotel to sleep in, because you know sleeping is tough. But I must say thank you to my husband for understanding the back and forth, the scattered woman, and helping me put it together. I would tell him, "You're my dad." As he can't be my dad. Nobody can be my dad. You know, and I'm grateful for my kids. Most grateful for my partners at the law firm. My associate partner, my full-time partner, amazing guys. There are 2 guys, amazing. I'm the only woman in the firm, except maybe with the secretary. And all our cases we've gone through. We've won the property cases, and we've won some divorces, sadly. I don't celebrate wins when it was divorce cases, but most of the property cases, the civil matters, have come out successful. I'm grateful for that. I need to upgrade the firm. We need to restructure the firm, so we're moving. Hopefully, all of that will be ironed out before the new year. And I'm most grateful for my support system. You know now. My Yolu and the colleagues. You know, this month in December alone, I just could not express it to her enough. Any small thing I do, she will hype it as if it's big. She doesn't even see what she does for me. So I have a friend who I have allowed to use the store where I store rice to do her business. And so she came and went on her knees as a Yoruba woman to try to say thank you. I carried her and I was crying. I was saying to her, "You are quantifying your own. Should we sit down and have this conversation?" Yeah. You know, for every bagging of your 5 kgs, that's the woman behind it. Once I come and I like to, because I want to work, I want my space. She won't allow it. Once she sees I'm at the shop, she comes there as if she's an employee of me. I can't pay her if I were to quantify it in money. So some friendships are deep. Some, you know, relationships are beyond money. I have that in abundance. I'm so blessed. Love, I know you're now watching. I have friends I've seen. Now let me get emotional, but thank you. Please don't get emotional. Thank you for my opening speech.
I don't understand. We are celebrating. No. But we know how much
I'm a very deeply reflective person.
I mean, and even we, by extension, we know. Because you talk about them all the time.
Yeah.
You can almost talk about Yaolu.
We all know Yaolu. We all know Mariam.
I'm not saying that face. I'm not sure we've heard
No, I don't think so.
I know, we know Mariam. Talk about Yaolu. We never met Yaolu.
We've not met Yaolu.
But we know her very well. I can write a book on Yaolu. And go fun. But yeah, I think for me, your view this year has been amazing. I think that, you know, for many years, I mean, I'm excited. It's our 9th year. By God's grace, will be 10 years next year. And we're talking about how we're going to shut down Lagos. I pray indeed we do that. But I think one of my most one thing I'm most grateful for on your view is that this year we're able to do a lot of human interest stories, family-related stories, because we used to struggle with that we do more political governance stories. We've done that many years. This year, we toned it down a bit and did more family, marriage structure, because we realized that the root cause of many of our issues in our society is from the family structure, from the foundation. And many of our stories, initially the ladies were not comfortable talking about marriage, divorce, and everything, but at the end of the day, many people actually learn from us. They learn from our stories, they learn from our experiences, they learn from the stories we tell. So this year, I think the view made more impact in homes and families, and that I'm most grateful for this year. I'm also grateful because I think it was Tokwe that went for a conference. Was it this year she went for? And she came back and said, "Mura, we already have a tribe." You know, you told me that, and that stuck with me. That we do have a tribe of 6 women. We are a tribe, and we must build on that tribe. And that's why in my mind I said, "Listen," and I'm happy that we've been able to support each other. So whenever the lady says, "Mura, please do something," I prioritize that request because I feel that it's important to them, to me, to let them know how important they are to me. So in anything they ask me, I try to prioritize that. Yes, I'll come back to you. Don't worry. And also, personally, family. I think this year also, I was able to. I'm thankful for the relationships I built. I mean, I'm one of those people that because I'm opposite of Tokwe. I grew up alone. So I'm alone. I enjoy my company. I don't like to. If I meet you after that meeting. That's it. I ain't saying. I mean, that's it. I ain't trying to be close. And it's not because I don't like you, but just that I just feel like, why would I be bothering you? Why would I be having? So I just keep to myself. But this year I've tried to.
You're deliberate.
in meeting people, trying to follow up with a few people, and that has helped me to build a small community of people of my own. So I'm grateful to God for that. So we're going to say something again. Yeah.
So I didn't talk about my real estate business.
Toppy, cannot do that now.
You see, the truth is, and I want to write a book about jumping into real estate, and I think that many people feel you have to have it all figured out before you do. This year I started January with 1 property, and right now we have 6, and I know that it is easy to make it look like, oh, she had everybody's support, but God has been faithful. But I took a leap of faith, and many people are. And it was on this show I said it in January last year that I'm starting real estate, and when I said that, I had no idea how it was going to work out. But this is December. This is 20 months into the journey, and we have 6 locations. We've helped many people become landowners. We've given people land and they are building on something that was a dream, you know. And I'm just very, very grateful to God for many fans. You see, and I'm thankful for the platform. I'm thankful for Mariah. I'm thankful for everybody that has given this platform, because this platform has made many people that did not know me feel like I've heard her on the show for so many years. I believe that she's a person of integrity. She's a person that's credible, and many of them took that leap of faith to invest or buy and all of that. So I have to say thank you to all the fans of Your View.
Thank you to all the fans of Your View.
In a minute,
thank you.
I have to also thank our producers.
Before,
our makeup artists, Mr. Dr. Dolapo Maradesa,
hairstylist,
and even though Bolaji left this year, Bolaji left this year, but at least she's still helped one of us. We have
Mr. Kola.
Woman on my ears.
Bookie one, number one.
Mr. Kola, thank you so much. All you have been amazing this year. Thank you for your love and support.
The cameraman,
you know, and the camera guys. Mr. King, Mr. King, all of you, amazing.
All these people.
Thank you so much, guys. You've been so amazing this year. And we're grateful to the CEO, Andrew Hanlon, to the director of programs in your Mifunre,
my politician.
He's my person.
Just dodge.
The director of programs, my person any day. I thank God for him. He's a good friend. He's a good boss to the programs department, and I just like everybody. I thank you because our final live show.
The next time you see us will be next year live.
But so we're going to end the segment with a celebrity guest who's going to sing for us. He's been 35 years in celebrating 35 years in the music industry, and he'll be singing for us and dance.
Are we bringing him in now?
We'll be coming in shortly. But any final words? Any social media final words?
Yes. So you are still talking. What's wrong with you now? Final words. I just want to say thank you to all our fans who have supported us one way or the other. We wouldn't have been here without you. For your criticisms, we look into it and we try to make adjustments the best way that we can. And we say just keep loving us. We try as much as possible to keep giving you good information, updating ourselves so that you have something fresh every blessed. It's not easy to do a live show. One day, some of you should come and sit here. Let us know what will happen. But thank you for all the support. And to my own personal people who supported me, Iya Khalid is one of them. My almighty Iya Khalid. Thank you so much for everything.
So for those of you that criticize us very well, those my trolls, I especially greet you today.
Yes, so we love you.
Because this year,
our social media is growing.
Unfortunately for you, I never read your messages.
Oh my God.
I mean, all those who trolled me, I thank you that insulted my enemy's generation. It's okay. I didn't read it. I was told by third parties that, did you read it? I said, no, I don't read comments.
Send them love and light.
I move on. That's the truth, because I don't get energy from this. But thank you for your comment, because he helped me to increase my profile.
So let me not leave here without the final word for fans as well. So thank you to the people who misconstrued the topic and put it on my head and wished bad like that to my kids. But aside that, thank you to those fans who have trusted the brand that we've built here for 9 years straight. There are those who say, someone even named their daughter Nima. So they are their kicker that is happening, although it's a junior of mine from school. And so some beautiful things happen on this set, and thank you for that support. You made it possible.
Thanks to our YouTube fans.
That's all we can take.
Our YouTube
fans,
we love you.
Greet all
from everywhere in the world.
And let's go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring in our celebrity guest who's going to be discussing or celebrating 30 years in the industry. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Lush hair, be beautiful.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Chivita season. Oh, oh. Feel this Christmas.
So, have you ever wondered what happens behind the curtains of a man's mind? Or perhaps you're one of those who wonder what men talk about when they gather. Well, here goes. Imagine what it takes to put together the perfect cocktail. Or maybe mocktail. We need a bit of sports, a sprinkling of current affairs, some very deep topical issues, and last but not the least, a healthy dose of grumbling of those we love to hate. And yes, you guessed it, women. So, if you catch the drift, then you're onto something. We will provide you with the right insights into most of your curiosities, right here within this beautiful cocktail we call the Black Table.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome Pioneer Positive Force member, dancing queen of the 80s, non-conformist, Afrobeat historian in her right, and long-standing member of the multiple award-winning all-female show Your View, Omoyeni Yeni Anikulapo Kuti, aka YK Power. Ginger.
Take it.
Today we'll go here.
Hey, I don't read you.
Are you sure?
I'm not here to answer questions. I'm here to drink.
We're in trouble today.
Wait till your age.
I was close now.
I
said 1975.
He said 73. He said 75. Fellas wasn't even born till 75.
So will I drink half?
You go drink. Take. Make I help you. Russian.
No be half.
Which half? You will make me drink. I'll give you a hint.
Lights in no. Nepa Road. Nepa Road in Abeokuta.
First of all, my brain cannot memorize everything.
A big black bug.
A big black dog.
Bug. A big black bug.
Oh, sorry. A big.
It don't start.
Omo fella. Omo Anikula Pokuti. Oro pe kini kekere yi.
It's by Audison. It's not by Audison.
It's not just where, but who wouldn't you want to work with?
Yes, that's on that angle.
So Laifa had a very, very interesting.
You wouldn't want to work with who?
Not
There's no judgment.
No, and I respect.
They'll judge you definitely,
I respect
but we won't
this
judge
certain
you.
type of people. But what I dislike so much is when they tend to come to work and then they pour all their
resentment from
on you. Is it me that offended you? I'm not the one. I have no business. Mom just come and work with you, pay me at the end of the month, and let me go back to my house in peace and sleep. But when it comes to like divorced people, I cannot work with a divorcee. I can't see myself doing that. If I find out, if you can hide it, but if I find out,
when they are nice divorcees,
I would just.
What if they are nice?
Okay, now it depends. If you are nice, cool. But if you are the type that you don't know how to keep your anger to yourself, you always pour it on somebody. Well, I'll just drop my resignation letter, no matter the amount you're paying me.
So it's more passive aggressive people.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm so sorry.
Oh, definitely.
And I cannot work with stingy people.
See this one.
Because you cannot be passing me in the morning, afternoon. I can say, oh, yeah, I'm working. Oh, yeah, take 100 naira, take 10K, take 15K. You don't have to be my sugar daddy or sugar mommy. See, the way you treat others is the way they will treat you outside. And if you cannot treat your workers well, they are not a good boss. If you cannot be dashing me small thing or giving me donuts when I'm working, you are not a good boss.
Thanks for staying with us. So he's a popular Nigerian gospel artist who has been in the industry for over 30 years. His songs remain evergreen in churches and Christian events. Welcome with us, Evangelist Kunle Ajamale. Welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning.
So we heard that you'll be celebrating 30 years on stage. 35 years on stage. Tell us about that.
Wow, to God be the glory. Good morning, everyone. And good morning, my beautiful sister. Wow, I can't do without your show any day.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful journey for 35 years. I started when I graduated from school. Papa Awolowo was my first album, and it won an award.
Oh, wow.
I was the best copper in 1987 in Bendel State.
Damn.
The Monoba Nedo invited me then, and I stayed with him in the palace for that 1 year. And after my time, I was given the best copper award. So that was how my music started, really. So I put some of my guys together, and we sang the song for Baba Awolowo in Yoruba, in Hausa, in Igbo, and in English. So that was how I started. Started like just inviting few friends, and today we are 35 years.
Just like
I took the band to America, went to every part of America, 33 states out of the 50, and I've been to many parts of London as well. And the band is still waxing strong to the glory of God.
Are all the band members still together?
Yeah.
Because kind of thing. What exactly, how have you coped?
Yes, when I traveled to US in 1997, some of us stayed behind. You know, that's the Jackpot had not started, but that was also part of it. And I came back to Nigeria in 2011, and I thank God for where the band is today. Though a lot of them have, moved on, but we are still in music.
So let me, 35 years. 35 years is the age of some people. Some people have lived their entire life, all through that time. Even our Lord Jesus Christ did not use that much years to achieve his goal. But what would you say would be your biggest highlight, your biggest achievement in this industry? And for me, before you even say anything, I'll say that the fact that you are still singing and you can sing is a huge achievement, but it might be different for you. What would you list as the achievements you've had so far?
Yeah, looking back, each time I ponder over the journey, I just want to give God the glory. That even the little ones, 5, 10, you see them singing some of my songs.
Yeah.
And then there's just a remix. About 2 months ago, I had to share it, and it's just one of the newest technology in town. And I saw the song. I started with Kilo Tonda Olokan Kò má ṣòro f'Elédùmarè ṣáàtì nígbàgbọ́ kún fàdúrà ọ̀rẹ́ o ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ á dayọ̀ wá hallelujah. And the fact that the song is still relevant till today, I give God the glory. Same thing with Gbé Àgbélébú Rẹ̀ Wọ́wúwo Bíkò Wú. So just out of the fact that I was going through some stuff, I just put the song together then with one of our uncles, Alagbani Adeyemi. And those songs are still ever relevant. I give God the glory.
Yeah, so
and many more like that.
That brings me to my next question. What is that thing you do that keeps your songs relevant? We've seen musicians come and go, and before you know it, they fizzle out. So what is that thing that you're doing that is keeping your songs in the hearts of men?
Thank you. That question, I think the important thing is to know your calling. When you know and appreciate your calling, then the passion will forever be there for you. Just like you can invite me to your church. I think I said this last year. You invite me to your church. I've never charged a dime in any church.
Yes, you mentioned.
As a chorister in 53 years now. I'm celebrating 35 and 53 years in the choir. So, and all these songs, I just believe that it's a gift from God. The Bible says that, what is it that you have that you are not given? So you're actually given. So you give it back. So I believe the more I bless people with all these my songs, the more blessings I receive myself.
What are you doing to celebrate your 35 years? What exactly? Is there an event coming up or something?
Yes.
The songs?
Yes, just like in 2000 in Washington, D.C., you know the way, well, you should know, Thanksgiving Day, you know, we're busy eating turkey, and most of my friends, you know, once it's December, you know the weather. So he said, JK, why don't you put something together for us before the new year? Let's just thank God. And so they came together, they started arranging the hall. My fans they came from Atlanta, from Florida, and they were arranging the hall with Uncle Femi, Kishola, and the rest of them. They said, okay, we are doing our own Thanksgiving. So we tagged it Damuso. Damuso, that means let's come and rejoice. And that was how we started. And Damuso, you know, and that was how Damuso started.
We're trying to look for that song, but we're having trouble because it's funny. But can you sing it for? Let us.
Damuso, Damuso.
Wow. I use it for praise worship in church.
Damuso.
I didn't know it was you.
Damuso.
You know, you don't know that it's
I even know that because my neighbor, they were growing up. Every day, I can sing the full.
You traveled. Then the talking drum. I'm a praise singer.
Yes,
the talking drum. Now I didn't know it was you, sir. Please. Nice to meet you.
So I feel that one thing that happens with a lot of gospel artists is the songs by many gospel artists before this recent generation becomes songs in every church.
Yes.
So you really don't know who sang the real version. But we just, all the choirs take it up. But modern day people own their songs and take it everywhere. And I think that it's something that I feel bad for some of the old artists that their songs just became, their song became, today is everybody sings it, but nobody acknowledges that this is the person that originally wrote the song. And we must, whenever we have the opportunity, that's why we always celebrate you.
Yes. No, actually, it's I did it for the church. You know, just our choir master, then now the leader of our church, he said he loved that song, that I should go and develop that song. And then we sang it at our choir night. Remember choir night? So we sang it at choir night, and everybody fell in love with it. And that was how they invited me in '97 that I should come to Washington, that they want to see me live. But I still give the credit to my church. You know, it was the church that made it popular. You know, CNS church movement, Surulere. We call it
Express.
Yes, now.
That's why my daddy is sitting in Alagbadi.
The tallest man in the
music. Let's talk about your event coming up, location and
it's coming up on Agidingbi Road at Academy Inn on the 27th. It's going to start by 1 p.m. in the afternoon. It's just coming together to praise God. We call it Damuso 2022, Appreciation 2022.
So let's hear them play it now. Can we get them here? Well, if we don't have it, then let's play something.
Let's play the one that we
that's quite popular. Any of this one. It's been nice for us to end because we have to wrap up in about 2-3 minutes. But it's good to hear one of your songs so we can dance out for the year. But any final words to your fans out there as you progress?
First and foremost, I want to give glory to God Almighty for sparing my life till today and our lives. You know, we lost quite a number of people this year. And, just 2 days ago, Balo, one of my juniors in government college, you know, he passed on. And,
UK?
You know, in UK. You know him?
No, it's a person.
Oh, yeah. Balo, Biodun Balo. So, you know, it's just by grace that we are living. And I want to thank God Almighty. And I also want to thank all my fans, both home and abroad. I want to thank people like Dr. Aode. I want to thank people like Dr. Femi, Kishola. I want to thank people like Danny Modu and the rest of them, like Oshijo, all those that have been supportive. I really appreciate you. And most especially my darling, my beautiful wife, my tantalizing. She was here with us last year. But she'll be coming in for Damuso as well.
When is Damuso?
That is it, sir.
It's on Tuesday.
Yes, it's Tuesday.
Yes, I want to see all of you.
I got my Ashwebi.
Oh, wow.
Oh, thank
I want to see you in the Ashwebi.
It's a busy weekend, but we'll definitely do it. We have to thank Anubam.
You finished work this week.
Oh my God.
No.
Aisha Afrabibam today.
No, Anubam, this week you finished work.
God bless you, girl.
Today I am leaving the last show of this year as the Adobe say Adobe. You know, the wife of the richest and the richest. You know, so thank you so much, Anubam.
God bless you.
She's a young, amazing woman, and she put all of this together. Please reach out to her.
From Calabari.
Yes.
I don't know the greeting, men are not embarrassing. But God bless you, Adubams. We love you. Thank you so much.
Lima, final words.
I'm on holiday already.
Lima's the...
Anyway, and listen, the music is coming up right now, but I'd like to thank our CEO, thank our board members, thank our directors, thank our makeup artists, thank the drivers, thank the production team, thank the camera crew, the technical crew, thank TVC itself as a platform.
Yes, so...
If TVC did not give us this platform, we will not be happy.
How will you see us?
Of this blessed everything. So thank you to TVC. We love you to our heart.
We love you.
And our family who have made it possible for us, our loved ones, our husbands. Thank you very much
for releasing us.
Thanks to our fans for your consistency.
Thank you to our mentors.
Thank you for our mentors. Thank you for all your love, your support.
Our customers
on TV, our family, our photographer. Thank you, all of you.
Social media.
Our customers. Thank you.
Our what's out the HR PCU. People see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody, you've been amazing. It's our last show of the year. It's our last live show. Monday there'll still be a show, but it will be just repeats. But we'll see you next year, guys. Sarah, over to you. We want to dance.
Yeah. Want to dance? I'm ready. I'm ready.
Let's hear the music. Give it to me.
Let's
go.
Alágbára mo mọ̀rúkọ rẹ̀. Nígbà yìí ayé bá dé o.